meant we went live. Oh, we're live.
Let
I
me
can see us. This is where all the internet is going right now.
Can I put it this
Yeah.
way? Oh, fun. And it's like we've never done anything live before.
I know.
Look at this.
And it looks
This is what's live.
good.
It does look good. Thank you for lighting
I'll take
us.
this as an opportunity to give Chuck behind the scenes a big round of applause for
Yay,
making
thanks,
this
Chuck.
happen. He deserves it.
How fun. Okay.
Also, a proper introduction. We're calling this panel Go Go Cerina Vincent. Hello and welcome to MegaCon.
Aw, thank you for having me. Yes, Go Go. And the Go Go Power Rangers was actually the original Power Ranger theme song, right, everybody? Yes, yeah. So not necessarily Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, but I'll take it.
All one big Power Ranger family.
We are.
So for anybody watching live on Facebook, we'll be able to take some of your questions. And for all the fine folks in the audience, there's a mic in the back. So if you want to ask a question, just get on up back there and I will incorporate your questions with mine. I'm going to kick it off with a big one. I love asking people this. What is the movie, the performance, or personal experience you had that first made you say to yourself, I have to be an actor and nothing else?
Oh, you made me cry. That's such a good question. So when I was in second grade, I memorized, there was a Christmas play and I knew everybody's line. I knew I had the entire play memorized. So that was like a clue of like, oh, I like this. And so I did a lot of theater growing up. And then I was watching an episode of Saved by the Bell. And I heard that Mark Paul Glossalara is here today, or this weekend. So I'd love to meet him. And I was watching and I thought, how do you get from here to there? Like I literally was like, how do you get from this side of the television to that side? And I didn't know, but in that moment I was like, I'm going to figure it out.
Oh, I have a follow-up to that.
Yeah.
So when you first make that decision at the time, what did you think was step one to becoming a professional actor? And now ultimately, would you recommend that first step or did you find something better along the way?
So step one for me was to always study, always be trying to learn, no matter what you're learning, right? What your craft is. So I finished high school. I was Miss Nevada Teen. So I did that when I was 16, 17. And that was another time where I was like, okay, I hate the pageant world. But when you go to Miss Teen USA, you're actually filming a television. You're basically filming the televised production of it. So you're like all the behind the scenes stuff when you see all the women like having fun and playing and like at the beach, they're not really having fun. That was just a production shoot. And like, 5 girls went here one day, the other, anyway. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. We're shooting a TV show. So that was like another clue. So after high school, I moved to Los Angeles, no money, didn't know anyone. I started college and I was in the theater program and I was in theater, a theater class, and a Hollywood agent came to speak to the class, and I walked right up to him at 18 and I asked him if he'd be my agent. I auditioned for him and he took me on as a client.
It's all about finding the right people and finding the right people who know how to support you the way you want to be supported in this industry.
True. And I feel grateful, lucky that I landed like that. I don't know, all those things just happened. I didn't choose that, I felt like that I was making decisions and I had my plans and like the universe was supporting me.
That's the best way for it to happen. All right. We have a question in the back there. What's your name and what's your question? Oh,
hi.
And my name's Tony, and I was wondering, will I be able to see you in the Netflix special of Power Rangers?
The one that's coming out April 19th?
Yes.
I am not in that, unfortunately.
But will you be mentioned?
But lots of my friends are.
Yes.
David Yost, Catherine Sutherland, Steve Cardenas, Walter Jones. He's here today somewhere. So doing like this. So I can put it on my story later. I know him. That's my husband. So I'm not in the show, but I'm excited for it, and it looks really cool. The trailer looks really cool. Good question. If they asked me, though, I would totally do it.
Power Rangers is here forever. There is no doubt in my mind that there will be opportunities in the future.
If they would just go union, though, they went non-union for a while. They're like going back and forth. But as a union actor, we need the show to be union. Yeah.
Very important point to make. All right, so going back to the very beginning for you with Power Rangers, that was like your first big TV gig. So is there anything about the Power Rangers production process in particular that now makes you think, I'm so glad my first big gig was on that particular set that's done that way?
Yes. So Power Rangers is known, it's like notoriously known for just being just hard and not treating their actors well. That wasn't necessarily my experience, but we worked long hours, early mornings, very early, like getting up at 3:30 in the morning for a 5 a.m. call or 4:30 and freezing hot. Like I learned that's because that's where I started. Anything else that's just like on a cushy soundstage is super easy, and I also learned stunts. I learned it was like on the job training for sure because I was young. It was my first series, and I had done a movie. I had done like a handful of commercials. I had done some work on other television shows, and then obviously a ton of theater. But I learned the business on Power Rangers, and I'm so grateful. And I would tell any young actor if they had an opportunity to be on a show that to absolutely do it. Like they work you to death, but it builds character, as my parents would say.
So many follow-up questions. The first, because those are such long days, have you figured out like a tip or a trick to just, keep the energy level up and also keep yourself focused when you have to work such long hours?
It's definitely hard, especially if you're on a movie set where you go like days into nights. For example, you start on Monday at 5 a.m. and then the days get usually work like 5 to 5, and then Tuesday it just gets later and later. So by Friday they call it Fraturday because Friday moves into Saturday. So you might go to work at 2 p.m. and then you get off at 2 in the morning, or you might go to work at 5 p.m. and get off at 5 in the morning on Saturday, right? 5 p.m. And so those weeks are particularly hard because you're just you're tired. But listen, this is not brain surgery. This is not rocket scientists. I am not rocket science. This is we are not firefighters. We are not on the front lines. We are blessed to do what we love, make art. So that's my perspective, is that it's really not that hard.
Important point to make.
Yeah.
You make content that brings a lot of people in the world joy, and that's so important, and I take that to heart. All right, what is our next audience question?
Well, I mean, I just been wondering in here when, what was the hubbub about, and here we are.
Here we are. We're all here together. Yes.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite moment in Power Rangers?
My favorite moment?
Yes.
My favorite moment, I guess it was one of the first episodes, where Maya falls out of the portal in Miranoi and rolls down the hill and lands at the feet of the other Rangers. That moment. Because I felt like a fish out of water. I felt like an alien on another planet. I was like this new, very green young actress. I didn't even feel like an actress yet in Los Angeles. I didn't know anyone. And I just found myself on this TV show. And I felt and all the cast, they knew each other already and they were older, and I was super insecure. And so I felt very much like my character Maya. And so that moment
Solid choice right there. Going back to something you had said before, because there's going to be Power Rangers forever and ever.
Yes.
For any new actor who is about to become a Power Ranger for the first time, what one piece of advice would you give them?
Well, I'd be grateful, really. And I feel like I'm grateful for all my work and all my opportunities, even the bad ones. But like at the time, I didn't know what I was signing up for. I didn't think that I would be talking about it 25 years later. So, and it's a really cool franchise to be a part of. The fans are great, right? And I don't know. It's a little community. All the cast of all the different seasons. I've met so many wonderful friends of Power Rangers from, previous years that have become my good friends, and it's a really cool world to be a part of.
You said all these years. It's going to be many, many more
I
years.
know.
This doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So there's this fandom here. There's many other fandoms. You've already mentioned Saved by the Bell, but is there any other particular, corner of the con this year, a TV show, a movie, you name it, that's being celebrated that like you are an especially big part of that fandom?
There's a lot of really cool people here this
Very
weekend. So Henry Winkler is here. I'm a fan. I was a fan of Karate Kid.
Yeah.
I've met him before. Oh God. I mean, I could go on and on. So yeah, I mean, we come here as other actors and we're starstruck. We're like,
I do not blame you
Yeah.
one bit. We got another question in the audience. We got two of them, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Philip, and I just wanted to ask, what was it like working on Stuck in the Middle with a young Jenna Ortega?
Oh, Jenna Ortega. She's, first of all, Stuck in the Middle was one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. And Jenna is so unbelievably talented. And I knew when her little 11-year-old face looked up at me in the room I was auditioning in at Disney Channel, and it was just her and I. And I thought to myself, this little girl is going to book me this job. She is going to book me this job because this is her show. And because she was already on the show. And I'm like, she's just a brilliant actor. And she was a brilliant actor at 11 or 12. And she still is. So it was fabulous working with her, and fabulous. All the kids on the show are great. And Jenna is killing it.
I love that way of looking at it, that she's going to book you the role. Like, give yourself some credit, but also that is a really beautiful way to look at the audition space.
Well, as an actor, if anybody is, studying this, you don't want to think about like giving a performance. You want to think about taking. Like you're taking. I'm taking her energy, she's taking mine, we're giving it back and forth. And it's young actors sometimes don't understand that. And so they'll just like give, and then you're kind of catching up with them. I can't explain it other than that, is that she was connecting me with in a way that she knew, okay, if you're like married or you have a love scene, you have to create chemistry that's believable. She, as the 11-year-old, was creating this mother-daughter, helping me. We were working together and creating the mother-daughter chemistry. And you can't really teach that. It's just like instinctive, or it's not. So I noticed that in her, and she's brilliant.
You're getting my favorite actor scene partner question right after this next audience question.
Dan
What
the
is your
Man.
name and what you got for us?
Well, first of all, yes, Cerina got my name right. It's Dan the Man. Good to see you again, Cerina. So my question is, after Power Rangers Lost Galaxy was done, did you ever keep in touch with your fellow Ranger mates?
Do I keep in touch with them?
Yeah.
Yes, we still keep in touch 25 years later. Not all the time, but we have a forever bond. I kind of explain it like, it was like, those were like my college friends, because I didn't finish college. I dropped out of school to be a Power Ranger. So, well, those are like my college buddies. Like we're just forever bonded, and there's just a love and an understanding between all of us. Yeah. Good question.
All right, brace yourself for this
Okay,
one.
am I gonna
It's
cry?
it's a big question. I love this
Okay.
question.
Okay.
Also, because I could talk about the value of a good scene partner, which is kind of
Yes.
what you were just getting into. I could talk about that all day long. I want to know one actor you've worked with where you hit set and you were immediately in sync. It was like you had a similar approach to the work and everything just clicked the second you got on set. But then I also want the opposite, someone who had a completely different approach to the work and challenged you to adapt and maybe try something new and for the better.
Wow. Okay, so the first person, there's lots of people I've been in sync with in my life, you know. But the first person that popped into my head when you said that was Charlie Sheen. And so I just did a guest star spot on 2.5 Men. So I was just a guest star. I was just there for one episode. But and I played Lulu, a hooker with a cold, and and it was really cute. And he's just so talented, and he's so seasoned, and he's been doing it for so long that he knows how to do that. He knows how to do the thing where we're gonna connect and like we just, you know, hi, nice to meet you, you know, and action, and we're taping and it's live. And then it was one of those things when you do a multi-camera half-hour show like that, you're essentially filming in front of a live audience. And it's all about the writers, right? So the writers, I remember, came up and they changed things all the time if it's like not funny enough or it could be funnier. So they came and they were like, okay, it's not funny, it's not working. And I was like, oh my God. And so they changed the action. They were like, I don't know, what if you just like pick her up, spin her around and throw her on the bed? And he was like, okay. And then like we did that, no rehearsal, and we just did it for the first time, and then we shot it, and then that's what made it to television. And that's also interesting, right? Because usually when you rehearse a million times like one way, and you shoot it like when you're on a movie, you film it, you know, you're wide, and then you're close up, and then you're in a medium shot, and then you flip around, you do it from this angle, then you flip around, and you do it from this angle. We just did it once live, and that's what made it to television. So that was like another, like he's so good at that because he does that every day. But anyway, him. And then I'm not gonna call out. I could call out a few actors, but that would be rude. Wow, you stumped me. I don't know how to say it.
Positive path too.
In working with, like, if you work, yeah, because everybody works differently. This is interesting. So some actors are method. I won't name names. Some actors are method actors. So they actually like put themselves into the situation and they like sort of live as their character for while you're like the extended period of time. And sometimes you don't know that someone's a method actor until you're working with them. And this one actor in particular, he was like super cool to me. And like, I was like, maybe he likes me. I was single. And then one day he was a total jerk to me. And like, I didn't, and like he hurt my feelings. And I was like this insecure young actor. And I was like, oh my God, he hates me. Like, what did I do? And then years later, I realized, oh, he's method. Another director said he's a method actor. So he was like altering his conversations with me when the cameras weren't rolling to sort of match what was going on in the story and like where we were at in the film.
Interesting. There's so many different processes.
So it's all I had to do. Then we've worked together since, and I've just had to like not get my feelings hurt. You know. So
what about something maybe that isn't part of your process that you saw another actor do and felt inspired to try it yourself for the first time?
Oh, that's interesting. Wow. I don't know. I think I'm so set in my own little process, but I do try to, if I see another actor has another way, I try to like help them out. You know what I mean?
Perfect scene partner there. That's the right
like
mentality.
If that's what's gonna like help them get there, then like I'm going to try to
it's the core of it. That's what it's all about.
Try to support. Yeah.
All right, we got another audience question.
Yeah.
Hello.
Cerina, thank you so much for taking our questions. Mine is.
Well,
lean down a little.
There we go. A little further in. Yeah.
I am 6'4" I apologize.
I love that. Don't apologize for your height.
Thank you.
There's a shortage of tall men in the world. for us tall
You're too
actresses.
sweet. Thank you so much. My question is, after you were done rapping over at Lost Galaxy, did you take any props with you, or did you?
No,
No?
I didn't. They did not let us take anything, and I didn't know that other Rangers were just stealing things, guys. Nobody told me. And so I took 0 things. Nothing. I got a pair of pajamas that I wore in like one episode, and they're actually really cute. And I thought about, I don't know, I should just like wear them. But I still have those, but nothing. And they had so many, my little Maya outfit,
Yeah.
so of the little leather bra and the little leather skirt. There was like 40 of them.
Could have had one.
I not even one.
Well, what would you want?
I
to
would have
take?
wanted a Maya outfit.
Okay.
I would have wanted the suit. There was a motorcycle. Obviously a helmet. A Quasar saber. That would have been nice. A morpher. Anything. I don't care.
Maybe
Yeah.
someone from the props department could find it. and,
Yeah.
give it
Props.
back to you.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you kept anything from another set? That
Oh,
you
for
cherish?
sure. Now I'm like, hey, I want it all. My Unstuck in the Middle, I loved all of my clothes, like that Susie Diaz got to wear. And like, when you're working on a television show, they buy you like really nice jeans, like $300. Like I would never buy a pair of $300 jeans. It's just like not how I was raised. I'm not judging it, but like it's just not how I spend money. And so I'm like, I want all the jeans because they fit me, and I know they fit me because they had a person, a wardrobe artist that styled and dressed me. So I took like all my jeans and cute little mom tops and stuff.
Very smart move.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking like, give me all like the fun little props and stuff, but that's very practical.
I took a
too.
teapot from Stuck in the Middle.
It's also practical.
Yeah, I took a teapot and a spoon rest from like my little kitchen area. And like I should have taken more, but I didn't. Anyway, I have the clothes.
I'm a big Jurassic Park fan, and whenever I look at like prop store, I always want like a raptor claw and like,
Oh, that's adorable.
what am I going to do with that though, other than display it? But you know what? That's what I would take if
That's
I
so cute.
had.
I love that.
Thank you for making me
love
feel
that.
better about that.
I love that.
That kind of teeters us into horror a little bit. We got to
But
talk
yeah,
a little bit
nice
about
segue.
a little bit about cabin fever. I wish it was on purpose. What is something that happens on a horror set, whether it's cabin fever or anything else you've done in the genre, that made you think, I can't believe this is what it takes to make it look like that on screen?
Oh, wow. Yes. So much blood. So many buckets of blood and people. There are people to do all the things. There's a blood spatter person that is like spraying the thing and like rigging the thing, right? So it's like there's like blood that's going through this and it's attached to here, and then as you fall and scream, then they push button and then it's all got to work. Like just the people that it takes to pull off those gags.
It is
Yeah,
absolute magic.
Yeah.
All those people
It
are
is.
true artists.
they are.
I
And it takes
will-
the whole village to make it happen. Yes.
Can you walk us through what it took to film the scene in Cabin Fever with the leg shaving?
shaving,
Because
yeah.
I literally never shave my legs without thinking about that.
I love it. So the lake shaving scene has become this like iconic scene in the horror community world, and I feel so honored that I got to bring that to life. So it was a complicated scene to shoot because, well, we were in a bathtub on I was in the bathtub on a sound stage at like 4 a.m. And like, this is the thing too. It's just like Murphy's Law that whenever there's the most complicated thing to shoot, it's at the end of the day and everybody's tired and you're running out of time and they can't go overtime or they have to do the second meal because they owe the crew a second meal and everybody freaks out. And so it was when we finally got to that scene, everybody's like, we gotta go. And like here this poor K&B Effects did the effects makeup. And this guy Garrett was like doing the piece on my leg. And so he's like trying to like glue the piece onto my leg and like make it look like he spent days, right? Weeks probably perfecting this. And now is the time to like apply it to my body and make it look real. And we have to like go, fast move, you know? And then I'm sitting on an apple box. You know what an apple box is? It's a wooden box to make you like look higher. So I'm sitting like on an apple box awkwardly with swimsuit bottoms, topless, in a bathtub that's not real. So the water is not warm. It was just cold, dirty water with the leg awkwardly propped up, and having to reveal the makeup, like timing specifically, wiping the shaving cream off. Oh no, that's too much. Put it back. I'll go on, with the emotion, with the tears, and everybody's like, go, go, go. We got to get the shot. That's how we shot that scene.
It is something else. And it looks like, I know it seems like run and gun and crazy,
Yeah.
but it looks so good. And
It does look good. Yeah.
That's one of those practical everyday thing too, that just like it gets into your head because you do it so often, then you never unsee it. It's like, I just think Final Destination, truck with logs, and you never drive behind a truck with logs anymore.
True, you don't. So anyway, the scene was really complicated to shoot, but also fun. And the editors, like, it's all in the editing, it's all in the music. Like, that's what makes a horror movie scary. And obviously Eli Roth is a genius, so it all worked out.
We have a Facebook question from Josh. Hey, Cerina, what is your favorite moment being on Power Rangers and favorite scene in Not Another Teen Movie? Also, I can't wait to meet you tomorrow at MegaCon. It's my first convention.
Oh, Josh, I can't wait to see you. What camera should I look in? It looks like I'm looking at you. I can't wait to see you, Josh. So yay, we get to meet in person. So the first question is, my favorite moment being on Power Rangers was, like I said, that first scene, which was actually my first day filming, where I fall out of the portal and I roll down the hill and I land at the feet of the Power Rangers, the rest of the Rangers. That was like one of my most memorable moments. Also, I really did roll down the hill, so it was like a fun kind of stunt to do. In Not Another Teen Movie, there was a scene with Sam Levine where I do a Chinese accent, and it's very silly. It's spoofing. What's the movie? What's the movie? Anyway, I know the words, but I'm not going to say it if there's kids. But so the scene with Sam Levine, I think they cut it from the movie, and I think it's in the deleted scenes. But that was really fun. And
First MegaCon. Well, first convention.
Welcome
period.
to you're gonna love the convention scene. We are all here for fun. It's a big love fest. Right, everyone?
Always.
Yes.
I couldn't help you with that movie, Paul, because the second you uttered Sam Levine's name, all I could think of is, what a lovely person.
He is lovely.
What a lovely person.
He's lovely.
Yeah. You got to work with some really cool people.
I have.
Another one that I have to ask you about is working with Neil Marshall, who has directed one of my favorite horror movies of all time, in The Descent. And one of, I think, the coolest parts of Tales of Halloween, Bad Seed. And you seem like one of the luckiest people in that, because you get to be like front and center in a really cool scene with an incredible amount of effects work. So can you tell everybody a little bit about that and maybe what it was like working with that pumpkin?
Neil Marshall is awesome. I said yes to being in Tales of Halloween, because he was directing it. Also, Christina Cleve was in it. She's also a fabulous actress, scream queen. So it was fun to work with her. She's my friend. So, okay, the truth is that I was in Paris at a convention the day before. So I was like up all day in Paris and then flew all night, landed, and had to go right to work. So I hadn't slept maybe in like an entire day. And then it was a night scene, right? Like, and then I went to work, but we didn't actually film until the night. And then I didn't get off until almost like 5 a.m. So I don't remember a lot. I was really tired, but it worked for the role,
So good.
Yeah.
So
it was
good.
fun. That was a fun one.
When they show the police sketch of the pumpkin,
That was
I
really funny.
chuckle every
Yeah.
single time.
It's pretty funny.
You have done a lot of horror over the years. What is it about that particular genre that you find creatively fulfilling and keeps you coming back for more?
The fans, really. Well, creatively fulfilling. I wasn't a horror fan really before I started working in the genre. But now I have like a different love and appreciation for it. A big love and appreciation for it. Horror movies are just different because our right mind knows that like monsters aren't real. We know that like the blood isn't real. Like, so working as an actor, like there are tricks that you do to like feel to look like you're scared, right? But you don't really feel scared. But in different forms of acting, you can really like feel devastated in a scene. You can really feel sad, or you can really feel in love. Like you can connect in this way that I don't know. There's a falseness to working in horror movies that's not bad. It's almost sort of like lighter and fun in this like other way because it's I'm not doing a terrible job of explaining this. Does this make sense?
It's reminding me a lot of one of the many reasons why I love the genre. It's about experiencing these really dangerous, wild thrills, but from a safe space.
Yeah. Well, much better. Much.
I thought about
Well
this a lot.
said. Yes. Yes. And then there's just it's just a different form of acting, and everybody's there to like just have a good time and make something scary. Are you okay? Okay. Okay.
Many follow-up questions. You brought up just now that you could have certain like tricks you could use to make yourself appear scared. Can you share one of them?
Yes. So this is one. If you want to appear scared, if you're shooting a horror movie at home, is your breath. So if you quicken your breath and like you can see your chest move, and then if you quicken your breath enough, you're going to get a little lightheaded. And then you're not going to be able to like think about what you might want to say next. And just that little trick, like emotional affects the physical affects the emotional. So physically doing something like that is going to change your emotion. It's also why some people use a tear stick or for tears, even if you can cry on camera. Just the thought or the feeling of your eyes watering will make you cry more, with connected with the emotion of sadness will like start the flow of tears. The over the shoulder thing, like if you just think about trying to like scare the people that you're with, then the camera will see that too. What else? But the breath thing is a good one.
This is making me think of like, it's a little bit of a silly question. So would you rather question I ask all the time, but I always think about, the seemingly small everyday thing a human being does that can be difficult to recreate in a believable way on screen. And one of the ones that I love asking is, would you rather have to fake sneeze or fake vomit in a scene?
Oh my gosh. So I fake sneezed in 2.5 Men when I was the hooker with the cold. And also in an episode of Stuck in the Middle where mom had a cold. And I actually think I'm a really good fake sneezer.
What's the trick?
I don't know. Just going for it. It
was meant to be a trick question because nobody wants to vomit. But then when people stop and think about having to fake sneeze, then they go back to the vomit.
If you like talk like almost like you have a cold, like you make yourself sound nasally, like that would work. And then it makes your breath different too. And then you kind of sound like you have a cold. You can do that.
I love these tricks.
But so I haven't had to. I fake vomited in an audition once, and it was good. Didn't get the job, but it was good.
Did you fake vomit with something? The other thing that always fascinates me?
I just ducked out of camera. I just got nauseous and like ducked out of frame, and then came back with like a hair flip.
The assortments I've heard of food combination in fake on-screen vomit just
so
astounds me. Astounds me. I want to go back to horror really quick because I could talk about this particular thing all day. But what is the scariest movie you have ever seen?
So when I watched Poltergeist, I went to a sleepover and someone's parents thought it was a good idea to put on Poltergeist for like a 9-year-old, and like that would have been my choice. And so I was terrified, and like then when I got braces, I thought my braces were going to come out and attack me. I still can't like handle it if the TV goes fuzzy. That movie No thanks.
It's the shadow with the tree
No,
for me.
So anything like spiritual like that, I'm not into at all.
So you could survive a slasher movie.
I can survive a slasher movie. I'm writing a slasher movie.
You're writing a slasher movie?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going down this path. I don't
I'm
know.
not going
what
to tell you anything about it. I'm co-writing it with one of my best friends, and he'll kill me if I say anything.
Are you allowed? I'm going to keep pressing.
Okay, try.
Can you give me like a comp?
No.
I'm so curious. I'm so curious. What is your I don't know if this will give away something now either, but what is your favorite slasher movie specifically within the horror
I mean,
genre?
Scream is kind of perfect, and also
they're here.
Yeah, they're here. Yeah, yeah. So that would be my answer, and I guess this would be in the vein of like Scream meets. You know what movie I loved was Game Night. Did you see that one?
I love that movie.
Yeah, I
It's really
love
good.
Jason Bateman. Oh my god.
Game Night does not get enough credit, and now
It does
those
it
directors
so
have
good.
Dungeons and Dragons coming out, and
Oh, they
Dungeons and
do?
Dragons is great. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Good vibes.
Wow, I didn't know that they did that.
I
Yeah.
heard Scream in there. I'm satisfied. I'm
Okay,
satisfied.
I said it.
I have to wind down with you in a moment,
Okay.
but before I do, I know this is a big question, but I do love asking it so we can get a little picture of what some of your goals are for the future. But
Yeah.
is there any? You already said you're writing a script, but is there any particular acting itch you've yet to scratch that you're hoping to get to do in a role in the future?
Yes, I've never done a period piece, any sort of period, nothing 60s, 20s, 70s, 80s, 1800s, nothing. So I'm in I'd love to do a Western. I love to do I'm interested in like period stuff. And then I love comedy. Like I would love to be back on just making people laugh every day. I also am I also write other things. And if anybody's out there and has any kids in your life, my first book for babies and toddlers came out a year ago, and it's called Everybody Has a Belly Button. And it's about teaching kids about skin color the way we teach them about their little body parts. So we teach kids about their body parts, like this is your nose, this is your belly button, your eyes, and your toes. And we teach them the colors of the rainbow. But what if we taught them about skin color, at that same time, right when they're born? And so I obviously was inspired by my own child. And it was also hit me the day that George Floyd was murdered. And I was like, we have to do better. And this is not to get political, but we have to do better. This is crazy. So I wrote my son this little poem called Everybody Has a Belly Button. And listen, maybe there's people out there that don't have a belly button, but if you're born, you've had a belly button at some point, even if it's sewed up. So please don't come at me with, somebody that doesn't have a belly button. They had one if they're born, approved by a doctor. Anyway, I wrote this poem for my son explaining, and I wish I had a book with me, but I don't, talking about skin color in the same way we teach about the other body parts and colors of the rainbow. And he loved it. And I sent it to my book agents, and then cut to now it's published by Skyhorse Publishers, and it's in bookstores everywhere, or you can buy it online, and it's really sweet.
I'm embarrassed that I didn't look this up in my
You would never
research,
know. I do
but
all kinds of other, other things that,
I'm pretty sure my niece owns your book.
Oh, really?
As you were explaining that, I'm like, I've read that.
Oh, that makes me so
read
happy.
that.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah, I mean it. It sounded very familiar, and it is in her collection.
Oh, I'm so happy. I want it in every kid's collection. I think it's really important that we try to raise a kinder generation of kids.
Could not agree more. I think that would be a wonderful thing to end on. And also, I want everybody out there to know you are still.
Oh, sorry. The artist. Her name is Zoe Hunter, and she actually lives here in Orlando. You can look up art by Zoe, and I should probably see her, but I'm going to be here. ZOI. She's fabulous. It was important to me that I found a woman of color to do the art, and she's so talented. So look it up. Everybody Has a Belly Button, please.
That's a good segue because you're going to be here
Yes.
all weekend. So if this wasn't enough for you, you can meet Cerina again and take pictures, autographs. So check the MegaCon website for all the info you need on that. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished.
Thank you,
and I
Carrie.
can't wait to see what lies ahead in the future.
Thank you. You're wonderful. Yay. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Come see me.
Thank you, Chuck and Co.